Python can transform text into numbers like magic. Today, we're unlocking Python's transformation powers. We'll discover what functions really are, master the three mighty converters, int, float, and str, learn to turn user input into numbers we can calculate with, and discover how to handle errors when conversions go wrong. This is where the real magic happens. Before we dive into conversions, let's understand something important. When you see names with parentheses like print, input, or int, these are called functions. Think of functions as Python's toolbox. Each tool has a name and parentheses where you put the materials for it to work with. Look at these tools in action. Print is a tool that displays things on screen. Input is a tool that gets text from users. And int is a tool that transforms text into whole numbers. Each tool has its special job. Here's our challenge from the last video. Remember how input always gives us strings? That means if someone types the number 5, we get the text 5, not the number 5. But we can't do math with text. That's where conversion comes to the rescue. Meet Python's three transformation heroes. Int converts things to whole numbers, float converts to decimal numbers, and str converts anything to text. These three tools can transform data from one type to another like magic. Picture this amazing transformation chain. The text 13 goes into the int converter and comes out as the number 13. The text 3.14 goes into float and emerges as 3.14. And the number 42 goes into str and becomes the text 42. It's like having magical transformation machines. Let's see the transformation in action. First, we get the user's input as text. Then comes the magic. We use int to convert that text into a real number we can calculate with. Now we can add one to find next year's age. Finally, we display our result. The conversion makes math possible. Here's the magic pattern that experienced programmers use. Instead of two separate lines, wrap input inside your converter. Int input gets input and converts it to a whole number in one smooth move. Float input does the same for decimal numbers. One line, pure magic. Look at this elegant code. We get age as an integer in one line, height as a float in another, and name stays as text because we don't need to convert it. Clean, efficient, and powerful. Here's a crucial rule to remember. The int function doesn't round numbers. It chops off the decimal part like cutting with scissors. So, int 9.9 becomes 9, not 10. It's not rounding, it's chopping. Watch these converters in action. Int transforms text numbers into whole numbers and chops decimals from real numbers. Float handles both whole and decimal text numbers, and it adds a decimal point 0 to whole numbers. Each converter has its special behavior. But wait, not every conversion makes sense. You can't turn the word hello into a number. Python will throw an error and stop your program. Similarly, you can't convert number written in English into a float. We need to be careful about what we try to convert. Here are conversion attempts that will crash. Int can't handle words like hello, decimal strings like 12.5, or text with extra words. But clean number strings work perfectly. And here's a secret. str can convert almost anything to text. Which converter should you choose? Use int for counting. People, items, scores, ages, and years. Use float for measuring. Height, weight, temperature, money. When you're not sure, float is the safer choice because it accepts more number formats. Let's put it all together with a complete program. We get the user's name as text, convert their age to an integer for calculation, multiply by 12 to get months, then display everything beautifully. Notice how we use conversions only where we need to do math. This is real programming. Quick challenge. What will int of the string 5.0 return? Think carefully about this one. Tricky one. Even though 5.0 looks like a whole number, it's still a decimal string. int can't handle decimal strings at all. It would throw an error. Only float can handle decimal text. Outstanding work! You've just learned to transform data like a programming wizard. What an incredible journey through data transformation. We discovered that functions are Python's tools with parentheses. We mastered the three conversion heroes, int, float, and stopter. We learned the magic pattern of wrapping input in converters. We remember that int chops decimals rather than rounding them. And we know that not every conversion makes sense. You can now transform data between any types Python understands. Next up, we'll learn to format our output like professionals.